This is the Big E show. And so I want to know what the Big E show. Don't laugh.
That's good, man.
I'm a big guy.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm a big guy.
It's only like funny to him because you're not big to him.
No,
everyone else.
It's
I'm
all
a big
relative.
guy.
It's all relative.
I weighed more than him before this offseason.
There you go.
You had to put on 15.
Right.
What's one big move? Like, what's the one big move that you made that you look back and you're like, that was tough at the time, or like that was pivotal that I made that decision or made that move, put in that work, decided to go this way, and it got you to where you are today? What's the big move?
That's a great question.
Thank you. I think actually Josh thought of it.
That's a great question, Josh. Yeah.
I must have.
It's a good one. Golly, there's so many moments, man. I think one of the biggest ones for me was when I was pretty young. I was in 8th grade, or about to go to my 8th grade year. And I actually was homeschooled my 8th grade year. And I just worked out and trained on basketball. And that was it. Obviously, I wasn't like an NBA player after that. But I think we had a serious talk with my family and my trainer and stuff. And I was like, hey, this is something I want to do. Like, I think I can make a living out of this.
Yeah.
And like before, you're a kid, like, I want to play in the NBA.
Sure.
Whatever.
Everyone says that.
But at that point, in my 8th grade year, I was like, I need to do this. Like, I have to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to make the NBA. Well, there are times where I doubt, of course, you have your ups and downs, but like that move for me was the biggest thing of like, this is something that's possible and something that I believe I can do.
So you as a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, something around that.
It sounds really cheesy.
No. I'm saying it's impressive, right? Like
totally.
that you had that I don't know, that perspective and that introspection and belief in yourself to go to your parents and say like, this is what I want. I'm willing to do stuff for it. So what was their reaction? And
they were extremely supportive. So the initial thing was I was going to homeschool and get held back a year.
Wanted that NIL,
which we didn't have.
Yeah, exactly. You would have gotten those NIL deals,
right? But we didn't get held back or anything, which I'm thankful we didn't.
Yeah.
But, they were thinking about it, and I was like, hey, like I really want to spend this time to do this, and so they were very supportive, and it wasn't, they didn't let me slack off at homeschool. It was still
who was doing, because is your dad's a doctor?
He is, yeah.
And so he's not sleeping, but he's also not sleeping on education.
Not at all.
So he's like, your mom was just like tougher than school, or
she wasn't even my teacher. So I actually went to a church once a week, and it was called Coram Deo. And they had like a homeschool program that I would follow, like get all my stuff from the teachers there, spend a day.
Yeah.
It was like a 8-hour day there. Probably not 8 hours, but whatever.
I should have done this.
A day there, get all your stuff, get taught the material, and then you got to go teach yourself at home. It was very like do it yourself kind of.
Sure.
Which
you're only going to take yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as
and then you would do all that and then take it back next week and they grade it. You do your tests there. So it was it was good for me. That was when I really got into books too.
Yeah.
So I started reading a bunch. Like I read through Harry Potter in like 2 weeks.
Fire.
Yeah.
What's the best book?
My favorite book, there's a series called The Inheritance Cycle. It's called like Aragon, Eldest.
Oh, yeah.
All like
those are the best.
Yeah, the Dragon Rabbit books. Yeah, I grew up on those.
Aragon's the blue one, right?
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Right. Yeah. Loved those books. Those are, and then I was a big like Percy Jackson guy. Most kids are.
Yeah.
Big Percy Jackson. So, but yeah, those were my favorite.
And what did that allow you, like, because you're talking about like 8th grade. Now it feels like, because to me that I don't remember a single thing I learned in 8th grade, right? So I'm like, all I was doing was playing sports and goofing off with my friends. Mm-hmm. It almost sounds like this made you do potentially more, intellectually, academically. But did it just? It was a simple question of freeing up time, and so now you just get to work out more. Were you with your trainer every day?
Wow. Not weekends. We would take weekends off, but 5 days a week. We would go for 4 hours between the weight room and the court.
Holy cow.
And again, it was
4 hours in the weight room?
No.
Total workout.
And that's including like treatment, cold tub, driving. Like that's including all the things. Yeah. And again, it's all relative because I was still a kid. I wasn't working as hard as I do now. But it was still like, it was tough.
It was a pro schedule too.
Yeah.
No, but really, there's plenty of days where you're 4 hours start to finish, right? You leave your house, you get back.
No question.
And because it's like there's this, graph you can follow that there's only so much you can do. right?
No
Before
question.
it's just
especially when your job's
actually
a physical job.
yeah,
like
Yeah.
that.
it's making you worse because you're getting
Right.
tired or it's mentally
Right.
draining or there's injury prevention in there at some point.
Yeah.
But you have a pro schedule as an 8th grader. I mean, what lesson did that give you that you could then take the rest of the way?
Yeah, well, it taught me how to be okay with being uncomfortable. I think before that, you'd spend an hour in like middle school practice, you're
Yeah.
doing layup lines, hanging out with your buddies, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was just by myself in a gym, learning how to work,
Yeah.
learning how to be okay with, hey, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, and find kind of joy in those moments of like, I'm getting better. I know I'm getting better. I know this is hard. I know I'm struggling with this right now, but there's improvement. There's
Yeah.
improvement to be made. And so it really taught me how to work. That was the biggest leap for me, like I said.
And it
before.
feels like at 8th grade versus like, your junior year. I mean, that's like you get to have that all high school, college going in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the right time to.
No question. And
really
another
develop
thing
that.
I forgot to mention, I didn't play AAU that year either. I took a year off AAU. And so I just worked out that whole year, not just the school year, like the summer and the school year.
I just want to say for parents listening,
I could get it.
yeah, we all could because it's just, to me, from the outside looking in, one of my best friends coaches AAU. It's a money grab.
Yeah.
It's like the development is the last thing on the list.
It depends. I will say it depends.
For a lot-
it depends on the program.
Great point.
Depends on the
for
program.
a lot of programs,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like there's more kids, they all need places.
Mhm.
I can make a buck from this. So from the outside looking in, it's like there are a lot of places like this. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, no question.
There are incredible coaches and good programs, but just go where you're wanted and go where you're going to develop. Like
No
that
question.
is like parents ask me, right? So I can't even imagine the amount of people that ask you, like, how does my kid get there? Or kids ask you, how do I get there?
Yeah.
It's like, just get better each
Get
year.
better. No question.
Get better each year, and
No
don't worry about rankings. Don't worry about
all
what
that stuff doesn't
gear
matter.
or
No,
what
not
circuit.
at all.
Like, how many guys probably on your team right now weren't that highly ranked?
Yeah, exactly. It's all the time. And then how many guys back then that were ranked like, oh, they're in the top 5. They're going to be like, I don't know where they are.
No.
It's
No,
part of it.
they're not even close to the league. So it's
Right.
just, it's all about get better each year,
No question.
and you're gonna end up in the right places. So yeah, super cool story,
Yeah.
cool perspective.